It's easy to think that after 70, we've earned the right to relax, to stop paying so much attention to our routines and habits. And in a way, that's true. There is a certain freedom that comes with age, the freedom of no longer proving anything to anyone. But here's something most people don't talk about. The small things you let go of now often turn out to be the things your body and mind need the most. It sounds almost unfair, doesn't it? You spend your younger years running around, working, raising families, and then finally you reach a stage where you'd like to ease up, only to find that the body asks for more care, not less. It can feel like a contradiction. Yet this isn't about weakness or decline, it's about the wisdom of adaptation. Aging isn't punishment, it's simply change, and change always asks for awareness. What worked well in your 30s or 40s may no longer feel right. That's not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your body has shifted into a new rhythm, one that needs gentler attention. Think about it for a moment. When was the last time you paused and really listened to what your body was telling you? Do you notice new signals, maybe a little stiffness in the morning, or fatigue after certain foods, or even a different way your emotions surface? These aren't failures, they're whispers from within, guiding you to adjust. You see, there's a kind of quiet wisdom in this stage of life. Just as trees don't fight the autumn when their leaves begin to turn, you also don't need to fight the natural changes of aging. Instead, you can flow with them. The question isn't how to resist getting older, but how to embrace the new season with grace. I've spoken with so many people in their 70s who tell me the same thing. I didn't realize how much the little routines mattered until I let them go. Maybe you felt this too, skipping a meal because you weren't hungry, staying up late because you thought sleep didn't matter as much anymore, or telling yourself that exercise is for younger folks. These things seem harmless in the moment, but slowly they shape how you feel day by day. And here's the truth. After 70, the real luxury isn't about what you own or achieve, but about how you care for yourself. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You don't need to chase perfection. What you need is awareness, a gentle reminder that even the smallest choice has weight. The glass of water you drink, the time you go to bed, the short walk you take, the call you make to a friend. All of these are threads in the fabric of your well-being. So let me ask you gently, are you giving yourself the same care you so willingly gave to others throughout your life? If not, maybe it's time to bring that kindness back home to yourself. And remember, there's no pressure here. Change can be as small as deciding to pay attention. That in itself is already a step. By the way, where are you reading this from? Share your city in the comments. I'd love to know where you're taking care of yourself from today. You might think sleep is just sleep, something your body will manage on its own no matter what you do. But after 70, sleep becomes something much deeper than rest. It becomes one of the most powerful medicines you can offer yourself. A well-rested body heals faster, remembers more clearly, feels calmer, and even digests food better. And yet, many people in their 70s quietly struggle with restless nights, waking too early, or lying awake with their minds racing. It's easy to shrug and think that's just aging. But the truth is, while sleep patterns do change, there are gentle things you can do to support yourself and reclaim that sense of deep restoration. I once spoke with Helen, a warm and witty woman of 74. She told me she had gotten used to waking up at 3 in the morning, sitting in her chair by the window, watching the dark sky and waiting for dawn. For a long time, she thought this was simply her new normal. But she noticed how tired she felt during the day, how her memory seemed fuzzier, and how her energy faded before noon. It wasn't until she made small, almost effortless changes that everything shifted. She started turning off the television an hour earlier, lighting a simple candle instead of filling her living room with bright lamps, and sipping a cup of chamomile tea instead of coffee late in the day. Within a few weeks, she found herself falling asleep more peacefully and staying asleep longer. She told me it felt like she had been given back a piece of her life she thought was gone forever. Perhaps you recognize yourself in Helen's story. Do you sometimes find yourself wide awake in the quiet of night, wondering why your body won't rest the way it used to? If so, be gentle with yourself. There's nothing wrong with you. It's simply your body asking for a little more kindness. Try creating a routine that invites sleep instead of demanding it. Dim the lights an hour before bed. Put away the phone or computer, which only stirs the mind. Let your body know it's time to slow down by doing something soft. Maybe stretching, reading a calming book, or listening to gentle music. Even the smallest rituals signal to your body that rest is coming, and your body listens more than you realize. You may also find it helpful to notice the rhythm of your days. Are you napping too long in the afternoon? Are you drinking caffeine later than you need to? These small details add up. Think of them as threads in a fabric. One by one, they don't seem important, but together they determine how strong and comforting that fabric will feel. And when your sleep deepens, you'll notice how it ripples into everything else. Your mornings feel lighter, your mood steadier, your steps a little easier. Sleep is not just a break from life, it is a foundation for living it fully, even and especially in your 70s. If you find this kind of advice helpful, make sure to subscribe. That way you won't miss the next part of this journey. So let me gently ask you, what does your evening look like right now? Is there one small change you could make tonight, not as a burden, but as an act of care for yourself? Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about creating little signals of safety and peace for your body. Because when you give yourself the gift of true rest, you're not just sleeping, you're nourishing your future days with the energy, clarity, and calm they deserve. You've probably heard the saying that as you get older, you should eat less. It sounds simple enough, almost like common sense, but the truth is a little different. The body doesn't necessarily need less food after 70. What it truly needs is food that nourishes in a way that matches the changes happening inside you. The digestive system is not quite the same as it was in your 40s. The stomach produces less acid, which makes breaking down certain foods slower. The muscles of the gut move a bit more gently, which can sometimes leave you feeling full for longer than you expect. Even your ability to absorb certain vitamins, like B12, vitamin D, or calcium, becomes less efficient with age. That doesn't mean your body is failing you, it simply means your body is whispering for a new kind of support. And when you listen to those whispers, life can feel lighter, clearer, and more energized. Think about protein, for example. In earlier years, you could skip it without noticing much difference. But now your muscles depend on it more than ever to stay strong. Adding an extra spoon of yogurt, a handful of nuts, or a piece of fish to your day might not seem like much, but it is like giving your muscles a gentle reminder, I still care for you. Or consider fiber. As digestion slows, fiber becomes not just helpful but essential. Fresh fruits, whole grains, and vegetables don't just fill you up, they keep your system moving, your energy stable, and your body comfortable. And water, often forgotten, is no less important. With age, the natural sense of thirst dulls, so you may not feel the need to drink. But your body still craves it. A glass of water at the right moment is not only refreshing, it is life-giving. Perhaps ask yourself gently, when was the last time a meal left you feeling light and nourished, rather than heavy or tired? Do you ever notice that certain foods you once enjoyed now leave you sluggish, or that skipping meals makes your body feel unsteady? These are not signs of weakness. They are quiet messages, reminders that your body is ready for new habits of care. The beauty is, you don't need to overhaul your diet overnight. Change can begin with the smallest steps, adding color to your plate, choosing whole foods over processed ones, pausing before eating to ask yourself what your body truly wants. Aging, after all, is not about limitation, but refinement. It's about discovering which foods still bring energy, joy, and comfort, and which ones no longer serve you as they once did. So rather than cutting back mindlessly, think of it as curating your meals with more love. This way, each bite becomes an act of nourishment, not just for your body, but also for your spirit. And when you approach eating with this kind of awareness, even the simplest meal, a bowl of warm soup, a crisp apple, a piece of good bread, can feel like a gift to yourself. You don't need to run marathons to keep your body strong, but you do need to move. Stillness may feel comfortable in the moment, yet over time it stiffens the joints, slows the blood, and makes even small tasks harder than they need to be. Movement, on the other hand, is like oil for the body. It keeps everything flowing, supple, and alive. The good news is it doesn't require anything complicated. Think of it more as small gifts you give yourself throughout the day. Begin with something as simple as a morning stretch. When you wake up, before even leaving your bed, take a moment to lift your arms slowly, circle your wrists, stretch your legs. This isn't exercise in the way you may remember it from your younger years. It's more like telling your body, "I see you, I'm here for you, let's begin gently." Then, at some point in your day, step outside or even walk around your home for 10 or 20 minutes. Not fast, not pressured, just steady. Feel your feet connecting with the ground. Notice your breath. A walk is not only good for your muscles and heart, it also clears the mind, like opening a window in a stuffy room. Another small step you can take is adding a bit of strength work, even if it's only lifting the same grocery bags you already carry or holding a bottle of water in each hand for a few minutes. These little acts remind your muscles they are still needed, still alive with purpose. And don't forget balance. Stand near a chair or a wall, lift one foot slightly, and hold yourself steady. At first, it may feel wobbly, but that's the point. Balance is a skill that, when practiced daily, protects you in countless ways. Think of it as training your body to trust itself. None of these steps need to be long or exhausting. They are not about achieving, competing, or proving anything. They are about maintaining freedom, the freedom to move without fear, to rise from a chair with ease, to carry your own bags, to dance if the mood strikes you. Isn't that a kind of independence worth nurturing? Perhaps ask yourself gently, how much of your day is spent sitting, and how much is spent moving in ways that make you feel alive? And remember, it's never too late to begin again. Your body doesn't hold grudges. It welcomes care at any age. Every time you stretch, every time you walk, every time you breathe a little deeper while moving, your body says thank you. It rewards you not only with strength, but also with confidence.
And that confidence, knowing that you can trust your body, is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself now. Sometimes, the most difficult act of care is not stretching your body or preparing a healthy meal, but opening your heart and asking for help. It can feel vulnerable to admit that you need more support, whether from a doctor, a family member, or even a friend. Yet vulnerability is not weakness. It is courage in its gentlest form. At this stage of life, one of the greatest gifts you can offer yourself is honesty. Honesty about what feels different, what feels harder, and what feels uncertain. Regular checkups with a doctor may seem unnecessary when nothing hurts, but they are not about chasing problems. They are about giving yourself peace of mind. Many small changes in blood pressure, bone strength, or vision can go unnoticed day to day, yet they shape the quality of your years ahead. A simple appointment, a short conversation with a professional, can make the path forward clearer and lighter. And the same is true for your emotions. How often do you allow yourself to speak openly about loneliness, about fear, about longing? The mind and the heart need tending just as much as the body. A phone call to a friend, an afternoon spent in the garden, the pages of a book that make you laugh or cry. These are not trivial. They are medicine of another kind. Joy and connection are not luxuries. They are vital nutrients for your soul. I remember an older gentleman, Mark, who told me at 79 that he avoided his doctor for years because he didn't want to hear bad news. But when he finally went, the advice was simple. Walk a little more, add more water, check his blood once in a while. Nothing frightening. He laughed as he told me he could have saved himself years of quiet anxiety had he gone earlier. His story is a reminder that ignoring care doesn't protect us, it only prolongs uncertainty. What if instead of seeing these acts as duties, you began to see them as a form of self-respect? Every appointment kept, every conversation shared, every joyful ritual repeated. Each one says, "My life still matters to me." And it does. It matters deeply. After 70, the one thing you should never skimp on is yourself. Your care, your time, your presence. You are still here, and that is a gift worth protecting. So let me ask you softly, which part of yourself feels most in need of kindness right now? Is it your body, your mind, your heart? Begin there. Even the smallest step toward caring for yourself has the power to shift your days. If this spoke to you, stay connected by subscribing. And tell me, which of these habits do you feel most called to strengthen in your own life? Share in the comments. I'd love to hear your story.